Hi guys, this is a quick review of the Rearth Ringke Slim case for the Nexus 4. I actually don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Rearth. I'm going with Rearth because their packaging says that they're eco-friendly, so I'm guessing it's a Rearth kind of deal. And Ringke, I can't even begin to guess on that, but that's what I came up with. So I'm sure you're all super excited to finally have your Nexus 4 in your hand. The only problem is, if you're anything like me, you're a little worried about this. The glass back, the same kind of glass back that we used to make fun of the iPhone 4 and 4S for, that, you know, one drop at the wrong spot and it's going to shatter. I always have thought that glass was kind of a dumb thing to put on the back of a phone, and I probably wouldn't have picked it, but it looks pretty cool, and if you're careful with it, it should be fine. It does make the phone pretty slippery, so, you know, just a little protection for the back is what I was looking for in a case. So here's the box that the Rearth case comes in. Just a simple box. It talks on the back about it being eco-friendly, that it's good for the earth, and I'm a fan of that because I like the earth as well, so nothing wrong with that. So here we are, the Rearth Ringke Slim for the Nexus 4. It's pretty nice. You've got some writing here in the middle. It kind of tells you what it is. It also, notice it says made in Korea, which your LG Nexus 4 is also made in Korea, so these guys should get along pretty well. On the back also it says Ringke Slim right there. Cutouts for all the usual ports. It's a soft touch, but it's not super duper grippy. So it provides a pretty good feel, but it's not the grippiest soft touch plastic I've ever felt. So let's put this on. That's it. Snaps on pretty nicely. So the case is very slim. It doesn't really add much bulk at all to the case. I mean, I really can't feel much of a difference with it on and off versus it being a soft touch plastic. It's very, very thin right here. You can see that there's just not much bezel there at all. From the front, the four corners actually are raised a little bit, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright, so you can see here what I'm talking about when I said the four corners are raised and don't let the screen touch the surface when it's face down. So that's pretty cool. When you look at the phone from this side too, it is protected by the case, okay? However, if the phone hits like this, if you drop it, the case is not going to protect it at all. You can see that it's going to hit basically directly on the end of the phone, the top or the bottom. So corners are good, sides are good, face is good, but the tops and the bottom of the phone are totally exposed. It follows the lines of the phone really well. You can actually see right in here. It'll focus. There we go. You can actually see that this line follows the same line of the phone. You can see it right there. So this follows it like directly. It's pretty cool. And also, one thing I really like, I found on the Nexus 4 that these buttons, particularly the power button, was kind of hard to hit sometimes. I would just end up, it's not raised very much. I would end up not feeling it with my finger and hitting down here or up here or something like that. But this, it's got a nice beveled edge where these are cut out, and so it really makes it a smooth transition. You can really feel that really easily, and you can hit the buttons easier as well. It makes it, overall, it actually makes the phone a little bit easier to hit these buttons when you're doing it by feel. So on the Nexus 4, Google has rounded the edge of the screen right here to make it easier to do the swipes, the side-to-side swipes from all the way to the side of the screen like you have in Chrome or on the lock screen. And one thing I was a little concerned about a case was the sides being raised too much and making those gestures hard to get, because sometimes some cases are like that. This is not an issue with this. It's very, very easy to use. It's not even raised on the sides at all. You can barely even feel it. You can just feel a little lip there, but it doesn't feel raised. It just feels flat with the front of the phone. So just a couple of things that are kind of so-so about this case. They're not really negatives, but you know they're not positives because it is such a slim case. You do actually feel when you squeeze it a little bit. You feel a little like creaking, and you feel it kind of the case kind of slide on the phone a little bit. I don't really think that that's a big deal. It's probably pretty unavoidable with a case this slim because it's only so hard that you can make plastic, you know, before it gets to a point where it's going to be too rigid and just shatter. So it's probably I'm sure it's a nice compromise, but you can feel the phone kind of creak a little bit when you squeeze it. Another thing that's so-so is the plastic. It's not the grippiest soft touch plastic I've ever felt before. It's decent, and it's kind of nice because it doesn't get stuck in your pocket pulling it out or anything like that, but it's not as grippy as some soft touch plastics that I've felt. But overall it's really good. So one thing I find a little annoying about this phone is this, okay? Now, I'm not a teenage girl, so I don't want this little dongle thingy to attach some dangly doodad from my phone. So in a serious phone, I don't know that it should be there. If I had a pink or purple or polka dotted case, then maybe I would want one of these, but I have a black case, and I feel like this should be left off. The main thing is that it actually sticks out a little bit, and that's right where your hand is grabbing it, and so you can actually feel it in your hand. It's not super uncomfortable, but it's a little annoying, and I would have left that off. So in conclusion, the Rearth Ringke Slim case for the Nexus 4 is really slim. It's high quality. It follows the lines of the phone perfectly. The cutouts for the buttons are beveled and really make it easier to hit those buttons. The corners of the phone are raised, and it protects the phone from resting on the screen when you have it face down. And it's also still easy enough to do the edge-to-edge swipes because the lip is very small. The things that are so-so about the case, it definitely creaks when you kind of squeeze it, and the soft touch plastic could be a little grippier. The things that I'm not a huge fan of about the case is that the top and the bottom of the phone are completely unprotected if you do drop it, and also the little dingle dongle thing on this corner is just it's for teenagers and not for adults. So overall, I give the case 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's a great case at a great price, and I'm super happy with it, and I think you will be too.